In this situation, I want to figure out the value of x and the value of y. In order to do that, I'm going to assess my picture. I see that I have vertical angles. This 3x plus 2 and y minus 5 are vertical angles. So that means that they are congruent. So I'm going to mark them as such. I also see that I have another pair of vertical angles, this 2x plus 3, and this angle here that doesn't have a label. Those angles are also congruent. Now, there are several different equations that I could set up. However, if I take the vertical angles and I say 3x plus 2 equals y minus 5, I can't solve that situation because I have put two variables in the same equation, which will not work for me. So I can't do that. Let's look at where the variables are. This 2x plus 3 and 3x plus 2 are related to each other. If you ignore this part of the picture, then the 3x plus 2 and the 2x plus 3 form a linear pair, which means that they are supplementary and add up to 180. So that's how I can figure out the value of x. I can't use the vertical angles just yet. So I'm going to say that 3x plus 2 plus 2x plus 3 have to equal 180 because they form a linear pair. Now I'll combine my terms. 5x plus 5 equals 180. And I'll solve the equation. Divide by 5 to isolate the x. 175 divided by 5 is 35. So that's the value of x. I have to use the value of x to determine the value of y. Even though the directions don't tell me to, I'm going to have to plug x back in. So if I go back to the fact that 3x plus 2 has to equal y minus 5, before I couldn't do anything because I had two variables. But now that I know the value of x, I know that 3 times 35 plus 2 has to equal y minus 5. And again, I have created another algebra situation. First, I have to do 3 times 35. 3 times 35 is 105. And I'll go ahead and add 2 onto it, so that's 107. Finally, I have to isolate the y by adding 5 to both sides, which means that y is 107 plus 5, which is 112. And I have found the value of x and the value of y.